All right. Hello, everybody. Today, we'll be doing an art seminar. I will be teaching you about how to use different types of shadings in drawings. Now, this is something I'm very passionate about. My whole life, ever since I was probably like 4 or 5, I've been taking art classes. Now, I'm not going to say I'm a professional by any means, but I'm going to show you some kind of drawings that I do. So, today we'll be going over cross-hatching, smooth shading, and why exactly art is good for the world. So, let's jump right in. First, we begin with cross-hatching. Now, you may be wondering, why is it called that? Now, if you look here, it's just a bunch of lines going in one direction and then other lines going in the opposite direction. So it creates that cross pattern that we call cross-hatching. Now, you can use regular hatching, which is just one line going one direction, and then a set of parallel lines going in that same direction. If you don't want to use this, there are other types, but personally, I like using this for when I do sketches. So I'll show you a couple examples for when I actually do sketches. Here I have some doodles that I tend to do on my free time. I use the cross-hatching for when I do eyes and I just tend to sketch. It makes it have a different appearance to it. I also used it for big drawings, where I just like to get tiny details put into the artwork. Now, I don't really use this for actual drawings. I tend to just use it for smaller drawings that I'm not actually going to finish just yet. But, of course, you can use these for actual drawings too. I just think that it doesn't have as smooth of a finish to it. Well, while we're on the topic smooth, let's jump right into the smooth shading. Now, smooth shading, obviously, as you can tell, is a little bit smoother. It doesn't have the rough pattern of the cross-hatching. Now, like I said, I like using cross-hatching for sketches. It brings that rough look to it that you just haven't finished yet. Now, I personally like smooth drawings for portraits. It brings a nice texture to the skin, and with smooth drawings, you can blend it out with other tools. So, there's a thing called a blending stump. I don't have one with me today, but it's wads of paper that are wrapped together very tightly and shaved down into a pencil-like tip. You rub this against the graphite, and it creates a smooth line and blend to the actual graphite itself. So, it goes from dark to light. Like I said, I use this with portraits. I will actually show you a few examples of those too. So, in one of my other sketchbooks, I have actual portraits of people. Now, I use the smooth drawings for this just to bring the texture to the skin to be a little bit better. But I also do it in bigger drawings. So, I use the smooth to create the shadows in the face and the highlights in the face. It brings the sense of depth into the drawing. Without that depth, you kind of lose the 3D image of the actual person itself. That's why I recommend that you use these in portraits. But, of course, you don't have to. But why is art exactly important to the world? Now, I want you all to do something for me. Close your eyes. Now, I want you to think of a scenario in your head. It can be anything. Walking through a field, just doing any typical thing. Now, when you thought of that, you had an image in your head, didn't you? All right, open your eyes. Now, I want you to think of something. What if we didn't have images in the world? It would be pretty boring, right? I mean, even in our own minds, we create a sense of images. So without those, how are we supposed to express things? This is why we do art. It brings a sense of emotion into everything around us. If I didn't draw, I probably wouldn't convey my emotions how I need to. I mean, admit it, you probably doodle in your sketchbooks, or even just on papers for school. Now, let's be real. Without these, how would we be able to communicate with one another? Let's say a person's not good with their words, so they put it into drawings. It can actually help with mental health too. There's a thing called art therapy. Art therapy actually takes artworks and has a child create, or an adult, and has them create artworks to help express their emotions that they may not be able to convey through words. I've actually personally done this. And I think it actually helps get what you need to say out without actually saying it. So please, maybe consider trying it yourself. Now, I know some of you might say, I'm not good at art, I'm not good at sketching. It doesn't matter if you're good, bad, all it takes is practice. Just try it. So, today we went over cross-hatching, smooth shading, and why these are important to the world. So thank you for listening.